Hello, 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 beauties. As always, it is always a pleasure to be here, and we are going to be here today to talk about how unhealed trauma can truly affect your ability to be able to grow your business, and how unhealed trauma can show up. I was reading Forbes Magazine the other day, and I found an article that said that business owners who have experienced trauma inside of their lives can truly be negatively affected by so many different things while trying to grow their business. And it really hit me. It hit me so hard, and it hit me so hard because, honest and truly, after years of trying to figure out how to help people grow their businesses, how to help people become more successful, I realized the absolute hard way that it started as an inside job. After years of trying to figure out why some of my clients couldn't get to the next place, it was because they were struggling with some really serious things that were negatively affecting them from their past. And when you have constant competition, which is all business is, it creates this space where you're constantly judging yourself, you're constantly judging others, and most importantly, you don't have the ability to delegate your goals, your aspirations, your to-do list, because you are scared to leave it in the hands of other people. You're scared to create scheduled breaks. And even more importantly, how can you build a business if you are so fearful that you also don't have the ability to collaborate? It's so scary being in business because it's this space where you do not get the ability to do all the things you may have thought that business was, like creating space with other people. If there was a place and a time where I absolutely knew like this was going to be okay, I was going to be able to create space with other people, I was going to be able to create positive relationships. What I found out on the other end of that was I couldn't create that space or those kinds of relationships if I was not in a place where I was growing these relationships with other people. And it became crystal clear to me that no matter what, that I was going to be struggling if I did not learn how to fix some of these internal things inside of me. If I did not learn how to get to a place where I could predominantly be myself and learn to be with other people as well, I got to this place where I felt like I couldn't trust other people. And that was because of so many different things inside of my past life that I hadn't had the ability to be able to learn, the ability to be able to grow, the ability to be able to get to the next place. And that's because there was so much pain inside of my story. There was so much pain inside of where I had come from, and I thought that those things were healed. But I learned, oh boy, did I learn. I learned that those spaces weren't healed. I learned that so many things negatively affected me and my brand because I did not have the ability and I had not learned how to grow correctly. And so, first thing first, I'm going to pin below our upcoming event that's coming up in September. It is for entrepreneurs to be able to take their story and learn how to grow their story. You see, when you learn how to grow from the inside out, when you learn how to take your mess, right, and turn that mess into a message, it becomes one of the most blissful and beautiful things that you can ever experience. And that is because you learn that you're not broken. See, so many of us think something's wrong with us. We're broken. We can't be fixed. We've got too much trauma. We've got too much emotion. We've got too many things that have held us back, and we don't feel like we have the ability to be in a better place with some of that pain. And I want you to know that you're not broken. Okay? I want you to know that this pain can be a part of your passion. Like the pain and the things that you have experienced can absolutely turn into the most blissful life ever if you embrace who you are, embrace where you've been, and get to a place where you are accepting of who you are and find your most authentic self. See, what I've learned about pain is that when you're in the middle of doing something, whether it's raising your family or being in a relationship, there comes a time where things don't feel good. Like you can't put your finger on it, right? Like there are times when, nope, you cannot put your finger on why it doesn't feel good. Hey, Brooke, you can't put your finger on why it feels overwhelming. You cannot put your finger on why it hurts to make certain decisions because your family has made those decisions. Your mother, your father have made some of those decisions, right? You grew up with this mindset and this is what you've been taught. But some of that stuff starts to not feel good, right? And there are 2 links below, one for our upcoming event, and then the second is to book an appointment with me. And the reason why these things do not feel good is because they are not true to your most authentic self, to the person who you were originally born to be. You see, the person who you were originally born to be, the person who you may have deviated from because you did not have the ability to do one of the most important things ever, and that is be yourself. How many of us are actually able to truly be ourselves, to be yourself around your friends, to be your true self around your family, to be your true self around your audience? Most of the time, we don't have the ability to be our true selves. And that is because we have so many limiting beliefs that have been piled over top of us over and over and over again that tell us to be a certain way, that it takes away from who we truly are. And that is compounded trauma that shows up in your business. It shows up when you scroll through social media and you see someone doing something you'd like to do. And at first you're happy for them. You're excited that they did it. And then later on your brain says, well, I could have did it better. Later on your brain says, they should have did it like this. They should have did it like this. If it was me, I would have did it like this. Before you know it, you're in this space of constant judgment. Before you know it, you're in this space where you're judging other people's actions. You're judging yourself for how fast you've been doing things, whether you're in the right place at the right time. And before you know it, you just find yourself judging so many different things and it doesn't feel good. Now you're overwhelmed because you've got all these thoughts, and those thoughts will stop you from being your best self. Those thoughts will stop you from being your truest self. And it's in that space that we want to grow. It's in that space that we want to learn something different. So I definitely invite you to book an appointment with me at octaviaharris.com so that you can get clarity on where you are versus where you'd like to be, and you can stop allowing trauma to show up and hurt you. Listen, we are here to strengthen influential women so that we can grow empires, and we are here to do this constantly every single day. Please also make sure to sign up for our upcoming event, and I will see you all again very soon. Thank you all for joining.